Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am finally bringing you the living room makeover. At least part one of the makeover. It's in a very good place right now. I could leave it, but we have pretty much overhauled almost everything in this room. I want to share it because I'm very happy with it now. However, there are still a few things to do. If you saw our house tour when we first moved here over 2 years ago, this room was very empty and boring, and the couch, the console table, and our floor in this house were all the same color. So it just felt like everything, it was all the same tone, and it was just too much. So I had to have an update to bring in some softness and interesting elements and to really dig into that like old world antiquity style that I love. First up was the couch. I knew I wanted a light colored couch, something that was timeless and comfortable, but we also wanted something that had a hide-a-bed or a pull-out bed in it. Since this is only a 2-bedroom house, we don't have enough beds for everybody that comes to stay. So having an extra bed in the living room is kind of a game changer for guests, so that was a mandatory. The couch took a few months to get here. We waited until we knew the delivery date before we sold our old couch, but we were not sad to say goodbye to that couch, and this couch is so much more comfortable and roomy, and it just adds like a brightness to this room, so we love it. The second thing that we got rid of was our console table. We are officially swapping out our console table. I love it. It's Walker Edison. It's beautiful. It's not quite the style, plus it matches our floor like way too much. So I need something that's different, that doesn't match so well, and we need a longer piece so that there's room on either side of the TV. It's just the wrong shape and size for under the TV here. Picking up something very exciting today. I can't wait to show you. These guys did not know what they were doing with tying this down, and I don't really know. I did my best. I felt like I did better than they did, but I have a long drive. I have to go 2 hours with back roads. I spent months searching on Facebook Marketplace for a vintage or antique piece, and I really wanted it to have kind of that like antique Spanish apothecary kind of style to it. The piece I picked up had been sitting in a bakery for years. It was being used as a coffee bar, and it was in direct sun. So the piece had been very bleached over time, as well as become very grimy and sticky. And worst of all, they had taken off the original top of the piece, replaced it with plywood, and then put a very ugly, dingy tile on top. So sad. It seemed like a little bit too big of a job for Steve and myself to tackle, and I really wanted the integrity of the original piece to shine through, so we actually found someone really down the street from us who restores furniture. I took it to them, and they did a fantastic job replacing the top. They had their woodworker make a new top out of the same wood, which is a walnut. They cleaned it up, restained it, and they cleaned up the hardware as well. Now it's ready to go for at least another 100 years. The next element is our coffee table. I really wanted something that felt primitive and very old, but I couldn't find anything that was exactly like I wanted for a price that I wanted to pay. So Steve, my husband, made one. We found a man in town who has a wood shop, and he just has slabs of wood everywhere, all different kinds of wood, cuts of wood, shapes, sizes, all the things. We went there, picked a couple pieces out. Steve built our coffee table. He did an excellent job getting that real organic shape to it. Now the only issue is, how do we stain it? Honestly, this coffee table, okay, this whole room makeover has been in the process for like a year and a half, and this coffee table has been in our living room that long. The next element that took months was our sconce. So this room has no overhead lighting, which is fine. It's all about the mood lighting, lamps. I wanted another light over here that wouldn't take up any table space. Also, potentially we wouldn't have a table there, so it needed to be a sconce. I found this website that allows you to pick how you want your sconce or your lighting wired, so you can do hardwired, plug-in, etc. Amazing, because we are renting, so I can't hardwire. The only thing is it took months to get here. So once again, we were waiting and waiting for things to get here, and it finally came. And Steve hung it up last night. I love it. It really does add such character to that corner and kind of brings it to life. The issue is that they sent the sconce with a black cord. Why? Why? I don't know. So now we're wondering, do we just get a clear cord and switch it out, call it good, or do we cord cover it? So at this point, it's just a black cord. Coming in part 2. Another element to this room that I wanted to update was our rug. So basically, I'm talking almost everything in this room has been replaced over the last year and a half. When I went to Brimfield, I stopped at a couple rug booths and I knew that I wanted an antique rug. And they had one hanging up and it was like, I just knew that that was our rug. It's antique, it's wool, and it's neutral, which is what I wanted. This rug has really been an amazing way to ground this space. There are touches of teal and blue in there, just little bits. So it's not all brown. So now we have all of these main elements in here, including the fake plant and the Norway painting. If you follow me on my shop Instagram account, you would have seen that. But it's time to kind of bring all of the smaller pieces in and put it together. I'm not sure if I have the layout right. I'm not sure if we need curtains. Would curtains kind of frame the room out a little bit more and make it feel more complete? Would love insight on that. Next, for that corner, I actually was playing around with dressing up that table a little bit and kind of changing the vibe of it without actually changing the table. And I had this antique checkerboard. I originally bought this for my shop, but this one is really, really lovely and interesting, and I wanted to keep one, and I just really liked this one, and I kind of thought it was a way to give a new top to the table without changing anything, and it does kind of fit perfectly. So we're gonna put this on top. Another item I got from my shop that I'm keeping is this amazing painting. This is an early American oil on canvas. I just can't part with it, so we're gonna hang it on this wall. I have this very antique Turkish pot. I got a bunch of Turkish items for a live sale I did for my shop a little while ago, and this one I couldn't part with. I'm actually bringing some more like this on November 23rd, I believe is the live, so definitely don't miss it because you can get your hands on pieces like this for your home. Lastly, I just have these marble coasters. I actually got these from the Lone Fox shop. For this corner here, next to the lamp, I have this antique book. Features a fox and a dog and a horse and a horseshoe on the spine. It's really beautiful and it's red. So we do get that pop of red element, at least, you know, we've got it in the blanket and then we have it in the book. And I kind of want to figure out another way to bring it into this room. So maybe in the pillows or something like that. Adds in a little bit of interest, a little bit of color. And then the next item that I'm going to put on top of the book is this dog statue. It looks like Maple, and I was convinced that I needed it because anything that looks like our dog, I just have to have. Next, in the middle of the console table, I have this very antique wood pedestal. I did find it at a flea market, probably African. And then on top of that, I just have a couple of miniature antique books. This one is in Spanish and it's about animals. And then this one is Portuguese. Finally, we have this side of the console table is an Edwardian serving bowl, but I have used it as a book corral. It has a set of Sir Walter Scott books in it, little miniature leather antique Sir Walter Scott books inside of this beautiful Edwardian serving bowl. And then next to that, I have this crystal candle. This is an antique German crystal canister. Almost there. Next up is our coffee table. The issue here is that we have an ottoman with the couch, but my husband made this beautiful coffee table. So we kind of have to make them both fit in this space, at least for now. So let me know what you guys think of the layout in here and if you think we should change anything. Again, get rid of that table and the bench and move things over and whatever. So would love to hear any ideas. Okay, so everything is in place for how we're living with it for now. So I will show you a final look. Here we go.
Hi. Hello.